Welcome back to another rendition of Floral Foolishness.
Hey, it's always right when you're drinking Bush Light. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute.
Goals, kids. It's
Hey,
good to have goals.
it's not offensive. I'm from his homeland. We just don't claim him. We're both Detroiters. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking drink more.
what you sipping on today? Which, by the way, the actual answer was sports, but we'll move on from that. What you drinking?
Um, for Kid Rock, drinking Bush Light is sports. Right now, so I got a 12 pack of Mango Cart, which is delicious, or a 6 pack. I also got a 6 pack of Shiner Box. They have like a brewery series basically where it's like 6 different Shiners. Turns out original Shiner Bock is great, which I already knew. The rest of them are terrible. So this is the Ruby Redbird, and it is not very good.
Mm,
Yep.
Damn, did you untap that one before the show? Is that the one
Yes.
you checked in? Okay, I haven't read the comment yet.
I don't have one because I can't really put it into words. It's fucking terrible.
Nice,
If
nice.
I were, if my eyes were like this, I still wouldn't want this alcohol.
Yeah, yeah. So for those of you who are just listening, in Dragon Wrangler's background is an extremely drunk Kid Rock drinking
Oh,
a.
that's, I think you just offended him. That is an understatement, sir. You don't do that by accident.
Uh,
That is a well past the level of belligerent Kid Rock to the point where he can barely keep his eyes open because they are in the back of his fucking head.
yes, and he is riding on a golf cart drinking a tall boy of Bush Light. So that's how we're starting this
While
show.
on the other hand, he weirdly has like a carpal tunnel wrist brace going, which when a buddy of mine sent me this picture the other day, and I was like, is that from carpal tunnel or just from rocking too fucking hard?
It's from shooting old Bud Light cans, I think.
Yeah, fair, accurate.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, if you didn't fucking know, it's fucking island time, boys and girls,
Oh, it's
and
been island time.
genders of all sorts. We're all inclusive and we hate everybody. On Floor of Foolishness, the worldwide leader of dumbass sports news.
And also the leader of WNBA Bush Light sponsorship coverage.
I think that's more accurate than women's basket hoops. That's a lot more accurate.
I mean, honestly, you drink the level of Bush Lights Kid Rock does, you might actually be weirdly entertained by the WNBA.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, we are going to talk about the WNBA today.
Fuck yeah.
But before we get there, we're obviously if you're new to the show, we're going to talk about just a bunch of stupid shit, as you can tell from the opening. All while rocking some crunchy island wear. So Wrangler has abolished sleevery on his, which is nice. It's got some
It's never been
flamingos.
abolished. It's still a work in progress. It'll never be fully abolished as long as there's finance bros in the world.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that's
Kid
good.
Rock's doing his part to abolish slavery. I'm just trying to be like my fucking townsman here.
Yeah, he's trying to push Bush Light stocks up 0.5% too.
Man, we're from different trailers, but the same park.
So yeah, we're going to talk about a bunch of stupid shit while wearing Hawaiians. I'm Stoczy, that's Wrangler. We're going to start with opening statements because somehow we haven't done that 5 minutes in yet. But go for it, Wrangler. What you got for the people?
So, recently, a lot of the things that I've talked about in the show have come from my time at the gym because the gyms in Columbia, South Carolina are amazing in the worst way. They always have Fox News on as one of the options right next to CNBC and MSNBC, which is great because if you watch the Fox News channel, it always has great content to talk about. But
There's
this
no
time
conflict there. They watch
no.
them all and they're like, yeah, that this all tracks. It all tracks.
Oh, well, it's like, man, I really got to get both sides here. So this time it was actually MSNBC that came in hard with a groundbreaking story that I needed to address today. And this, again, is not to get political. The elections are coming up. If you like Trump, good for you, man. Fucking live your best life. But this is in relation to the January 6th riots. A woman, I don't even know how to start this story. Uh, Basically, a woman decided to take it upon herself to try to entrap some of the gentlemen that were involved in the January 6th riots who have not yet been prosecuted. The way she did that was to create a Bumble profile and on Bumble basically get them just to fucking spill everything they did on January 6th. The FBI has now taken this and used this to prosecute multiple people through this woman's Bumble profile. Now, what I want to talk about, though, is related to it. So this young lady basically was talking about one gentleman in specifically, Andrew Taki, and she said that essentially what he said is, and I quote, Trump's election loss was, quote, the beginning of the end for the United States, and vowed to fight, quote, directly, take the fight, quote, directly to the swamp creatures.
The swamp creatures.
Yes. Now, it gets better because when they asked this young lady, known as Witness One, according to the FBI, they asked her about how this plan came into fruition, and her exact words were, she previously recalled how a bit of, quote, comically minimal ego stroking on her part led to him and other January 6 participants giving up information about their activities during the attack. Not to get political, I'm simply saying, if you're fucking stupid enough that after you were part of the January 6 riots and you happen to just say, oh, some chick on Bumble's interested in how sick I am because I assaulted some people on January 6th, you deserve to get sent to Mexico. I think not even that, more so than that. In return, one illegal gets to come take your place and take over your identity. Andrew Taki, Josue Gonzalez is now you. Whatever your job is, working as, I don't know, a fucking construction worker. And that guy's fucking, he's doing your job now. And probably better.
I used to be in a shitty high school band with a guy named Hoshway, so
fuck yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. There's some
personal.
The drums terribly.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we went the Dave Grohl route of literally Hoshway was the only one who knew anything. And like
what did Hoshway play?
Lead guitar. I think you remember Barrow Corsi, he played bass. Mm-hmm. And then Zach Burrell, I think he played backup guitar or something.
Yeah.
And God, we fucking it was awesome. It was just a noise machine, and then it went nowhere. So it was good
this
stuff.
This guy's favorite band.
Yeah. We were so bad we didn't even have a name. We couldn't even do it. We couldn't. As high schoolers, we were aware enough that naming this was a bad idea.
We don't need one.
No. That is the only way I could non-politically transition from your opening statement. So
love it.
Yeah. So thanks for that.
Thanks, Bumble.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, so my opening statement, I could go one of two ways here. We're gonna go with the happier way. So I finally saw a Cybertruck in the wild.
In its natural environment of a car wash.
No, but it was raining that day. Like so I was going
what a risk taker.
Oh yeah, he was going into it too. It was supposed to be a clear day, and like at that point, I had just gotten out of it for about 10 minutes, and I see this Cybertruck going the opposite way, and I'm just like, may Elon be with you, I guess. Jesus Christ. But dude, those things are fucking wacky looking in the wild.
Basically like a more boxy version of a Hummer. Mm-hmm. If that's even possible. Like Hummers are pretty fucking boxy to begin with. It's like if a Hummer and a Kia Soul had a fucking baby.
Don't say that. Then Zoe's gonna go and buy 15 of these things. He loves that's his favorite car. I don't get it. The fucking hamster car. But yeah, so saw one in the wild, and God, it the douchiness of the person driving it too, it did not disappoint whatsoever. I mean, it was exactly like I thought it would be, wow. So saw one of those in the wild. My main, we'll go down this route a little bit. My main opening statement is always remember the lessons you learned when you were young. Okay, and so we're gonna go way back to when Wrangler and I were just a petty 19 years old. Yeah, so it's a fucking long time ago. We had another friend of ours, rest in peace, the great Doc Dayon Jackson. He's just up there fucking crushing it wherever he is. Cheers to you, buddy. But so Doc, he was a Marine, and so he was using part of his GI Bill. It was like both of our second year at Winthrop, and he so he joined our lacrosse team. That's how we knew him and stuff. And so this one it was like a Wednesday night, and I was hanging out with Doc for something. I'm like, hey Doc, I got a question for you, man. You know, we're 19 college students at the time, so oh man, let's talk about felonies. um I was like, hey man, can you go buy us some beer for the weekend tomorrow? He's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, sweet man, I'll come pick you up and stuff. He's like, cool. And so show up, I slap down like $60. I'm like, dude, get whatever the fuck you want. He's like, hell yeah. This is 8 in the fucking morning.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So,
South Carolina, though, rural South Carolina. So, I mean, at that point in time, you're actually probably a little bit late.
yeah, we didn't start then. It was for later, you know,
It was before Rock Hill became a real city.
yeah. And so Doc kind of, I don't think he thought I was being serious until I slapped out the money. He's like, all right, man. All right. He goes in, he comes back out with some stuff and loads it in the back. And he's like, you're a dangerous man, Stoats. And I'm like, why is that? It's like, this dude is fucking doing illegal shit before most people had fucking breakfast. What the fuck? And so what I learned from that was, you know, if you do the stuff in the day that you think you might need to do at night, it might work out. That helped for me today. So, you know, I've been
The
working.
sun hasn't even set on Kid Rock yet, so it's true.
It's never gonna set on him. Those eyes aren't uncrossing themselves.
Ain't
But
nobody gonna tell him how to live.
yeah. But so today's, you know, the big day off for me until go on vacation, which we'll be on a little bit of a hiatus for. And so
Maybe we'll do a live recording of these.
Yeah, maybe
at some point in person. Who knows?
Who knows? So we so I'm coming back from the gym earlier, and I'm like, fuck it. I know I'm getting drunk tonight. Might as well go and get some fucking hangover supplies. And I just remembered that story from a long time ago. And it's like, you know what? Don't wait until the night to do what you can in the daytime. And my reward for that, you know, those it's like a chocolate bar, but it's like Reese's filled. Yeah. They never have those at the fucking 7-Eleven, and it did today. And I'm like, that's a reward. Thank you, Doc. Hey, never forget the lessons you learned when you were young, because you can use them again when you're old. So
let's go. I got 2 follows up for that.
Follows up
the second part. Yes.
Follows up.
Hey, you don't nobody tell me how to live. So first off, about Cybertruck going into the storm. Did you know, fun fact, the only animal in the animal kingdom that goes into a snowstorm versus leaving it, because it's the only one smart enough to realize that it gets it out of it sooner? Bison. Bison will actually walk into the eye of the storm versus walking away from it.
I love me some bison.
Oh, yeah. And then the other thing, speaking about Elon and Elon Cybertrucks, I heard this story this week, and I've done no research, but I heard it from a very reliable source. Elon, and I don't know why, because again, I've done no research, but I promise this is the real thing. It's from credible sources. Elon decided it'd be a good idea to give internet to some indigenous tribes in Africa. I don't know why. They don't have running water. I don't even think they have electricity, but somehow they now have Wi-Fi.
I've heard this story before. Yep.
Yeah. So rather than getting addicted to Amazon or getting addicted to, I don't know, like using it for like, hey, how do we, you know, get our tribe to mesh with the real world? The tribesmen are now addicted to pornography. I wish I was joking. I wish I was making this up. Indigenous tribes in Africa now have internet thanks to Elon, and just like that, they're addicted to porn.
Okay, let's take this back to the 90s. What were we all addicted to when the internet came out? Cat videos and porn. Okay, so they probably were like, fuck cats. We just want to watch fucking. So
Well, I mean, in the Amazon and the wild, cats kill them, so it makes sense that they wouldn't want to be around cats.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to, I guess maybe you could strategize against your enemy there, but yeah. Yeah.
You
Thanks,
gotta,
Elon.
yeah. Good job, Elon. Your Cybertruck profits have paid for now Amazonians or, I guess, tribes of Africa to be addicted to pornography. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Really doing the Lord's work there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the show. Hopefully we got a good one for you. I think we do. But we're going to start once again, as maybe a worldwide leader, I don't know, of North America's favorite sports soap opera, the WNBA. Last week, Sky rookie Angel Reese was ejected on a double technical foul after an exchange with an official that took place after receiving her fifth personal foul with 2:31 left to play, resulting in an ejection. Lead official Maj Forsberg. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, I am Maj Forsberg. I will double eject you.
I mean, this is like fucking C-list Bond villain here, just like Maj Forsberg. Yeah.
What did you say to me, Angel? Oh, you go to the locker room now.
We are going to commit so many petty financial crimes. Yes, that is Maj Forsberg. Yeah. So Maj Forsberg said of the incident that Reese, and I'm going to also say it as Maj Forsberg, I would assume speaks, disrespectfully addresses the official and then waves her hand in dismissal. It's sort of German there too, I guess. I don't know.
Oh no, she said so many mean things to the official.
Yeah. Yeah. So meanwhile, and this is a little bit of an older story too, but superstar Caitlin Clark was left off of Team #America's roster for quote not being physical enough for the international game, unquote. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry, I know we're gonna get started here in a second, but what the fuck is that? Anyway, so a lot of ways you could go with this. But what do you make of Reese getting a double technical within her first 10 career games? And for context, Draymond had just 2 techs in his rookie season in the years 2012 to 2013. And then he started kicking people in the dick. So go for it.
Yeah, 2 completely separate topics. With Angel Reese, it's been a long, long time coming for her to get a wake-up call. And I'd like to think, although I doubt that it'll be the case, that this double technical hopefully will be the start of that. I don't think it will. I think Angel is who Angel is, but she's just not a good person. You look at the LSU team this past year, and you look at Haley Van Lith, who not the same caliber of player as Angel. Not trying to say she is. Talented player. She'll be a WNBA, I don't know, superstar, but she'll be a rotational player in the WNBA next year when she enters. Basically, she's back in the transfer portal, decided she's going to, I believe, TCU now after having transferred to LSU from Louisville. Basically because her teammates at LSU were just a bunch of just catty bitches. And she truly just couldn't do it there another year, despite the fact that LSU is going to win more games than TCU this year. And she's arguably one of the biggest names in college basketball right now. Social media plays a massive part in Angel Reese's persona right now. And I think that's what I want to talk about. Draymond is Draymond because that's who Draymond is. If you think back to the days of like, there used to be enforcers in the NHL, right? Like back when you could fight, you could commit penalties, not get suspended. Like enforcers were a thing and every team had to have one. That's basically the way Draymond's played for 12 years now because that's who Draymond is as a player.
Yeah, and we're not so far removed from that being in the NBA either. If you think about the old 80s Pistons.
Yeah, the 80s Pistons, I mean, fucking, Dennis Rodman made a career out of it in the 90s with the Bulls.
And even Wallace, the early 2000s still.
Yeah, Ben Wallace to some extent, you could argue that too. I mean, Ben Wallace was a multiple-time defensive player of the year, but he couldn't shoot to save his life. But, I mean, Ben Wallace wasn't going to take shit. Fucking Ron Artest. Ron Artest was that in the early 2000s.
Whoa.
Meta World Peace.
World Peace, sir.
Meta World Peace was that in the early 2000s. But all of this was before the age of social media. Angel Reese was an solid player as a freshman and sophomore, got famous because of the fucking success they had. All of a sudden, people start comparing her to Caitlin Clark. For some reason, people started saying she's hot, which is a completely different topic altogether. She is disgusting, but not where I'm going with this. But basically,
not how I thought you were going with that too to start. I was like, are we going to get into a discussion of sexualization of women's athletes already on the worldwide leader of dumbass sports news? I'm like,
no, just saying that Angel Reese is disgusting and she looks like a dump truck. Hit her. So what I'm saying is we've gotten to a point now where because Angel is allowed to have this ego, she thinks she's hotter shit than she is. And this isn't a sexualization thing. The difference between the NBA and the WNBA, and I think it ties into Caitlin Clark getting left off the roster, the physicality is different in the WNBA versus the NBA. And the reason I say that, there's a reason Draymond only got 2 technicals as a rookie. Because if he was doing the stupid shit that fucking Angel Reese is doing as a rookie, who wasn't even a top 5 pick. Angel, I think, went 8th overall, 7th overall. She was top 10. She wasn't even a top 5 pick.
Hey, still impressive.
Still impressive, but there's only 12 teams in the WNBA versus 30 in the NBA. A little different. But what I'm saying is, if Draymond had gotten 10 techs his fucking rookie year, he would have gotten beaten down game in and game out so badly by the vets in the league that he wouldn't be able to continue to get technicals from a physical safety perspective. The WNBA, Angel's just going to be Angel. She's going to go out there fucking bully people. She's going to run her mouth. She's just going to do stupid shit because that's who she is. And the WNBA seemingly is fucking okay with it. One of the things that goes into the story that Stoczy and I were talking about off camera a couple of days ago, if you get a technical in the WNBA, the first 8 that you get are only $200 per technical as a fine. Unreal. I get that the WNBA salaries aren't what they are in the NBA, but if you're making 70, 80K a year plus endorsements, which Angel is, $200 is nothing. I'd have fucking 30 technicals by the end of the season. I think after 8, they go up to 400. And I think after like 15, they go up to 800. $800 a technical still is nothing. What are we doing?
And, you know, you could really market that too. You need to go to a company and be like, you're like if you're like a tech solutions company, be like, hey, pay for my technical fouls. I'll do commercials for you.
Well, fucking she didn't even have to pay for it. Lamar Ball was in attendance because he plays for the Bulls. Fucking Lamar Ball paid for him. He fucking tweeted at her on Twitter, X, whatever it is now, and was like, I got
it's
you.
It's called Cybertruck, sir.
Yeah, Cybertruck Online. He fucking went on Cybertruck AOL and was like, hey, I got your $400 fine. You're good, girl. Do you?
Cybertruck AOL. that is the new name for Twitter X. It's Cybertruck AOL.
My screen name on Cybertruck AOL is the Rainbringer.
Mine's $100,000 paperweight. Cybertruck AOL. I love that. All right, God, I don't have much to say for this, but I do have a lot to say for fucking Cybertruck AOL. What? So, what are the chat rooms that exist on Cybertruck AOL?
What it would be like if you could explore rainstorms. Other ways to spend $100,000. Whose trust fund is the biggest? Oh, and if Elon gave your village internet, what would be the first porn you would look up?
I was gonna go with Daddy's Diamond Mines. How long we've defended our Lord and Savior, Sir Elon Musk. That's it, really. I think you just need those like 5 chat rooms and then you're good.
Well, and then there's probably a fake one that's like actually like a Space Force recruitment one, but you don't know it. It's like trying to like trick you into it. It's like, man, these nerds will be all about Space Force. Which, very off topic from everything here. Has Space Force sent one person actually into space yet? Because I feel like the answer is no.
Dude, I have no idea. You got me
Pretty
on
sure
that
the
one.
answer to that is no. I think Space Force has been on the ground just as much as the other 4 branches of the military.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think most of the stuff that they do is either with the Navy with underwater exercises and with the Air Force for, well, air reasons, I guess.
In case we ever actually have to send them into space. Sick.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, very interesting take. And I think, okay, I do want to add one other Cybertruck AOL chat room to this. It's for the ladies only, winky face.
The lady trucks. Mike truck.
Michelle truck.
Well, then obviously a chat room as well has got to be the Mike truck chat room.
No, I'm not giving them Mike truck. No, that is we're holding on to fucking Mike truck. We don't have much in our corner, but we're holding on to fucking Mike truck and Anatoly Moore and that fucking asshole.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
But yeah, getting us back on topic here, though. No, I think the bullshit reason behind Clark getting left off the Olympic roster has nothing to do with the fucking physicality of the game. She's not even a post player. I don't understand how you can say the 3-point shooter. That'd be like saying Steph Curry is not physical enough. She shoots from 8 feet outside of the arc. She doesn't need to be physical to play that fucking game at the international level. The answer is that everybody in the WNBA hates her because she's the face of the league, which, despite the fact that they have the highest ratings in the history of the league this season because she's in it, which benefits everybody in the league, there's a lot of people that are super jealous about the fact that she's the one that's bringing this fucking fame, and she's now the face of the league despite being a mediocre player as a rookie. There's a certain level of like, if Michael Jordan fucking brings money to the NBA, everybody profits. LeBron right now is going on 40 years old, but LeBron still brings money in. Who cares why the WNBA is getting fucking ratings? I sent an article to Stotes earlier. The WNBA this year is projected to lose $50 million, despite the fact they have the highest ratings ever. You might not have a league if you fucking bully Caitlin Clark out of it. If she goes to play in fucking Ice Cube's thing, your league might go under. I think you need to fucking put it into perspective here that, hey, it might be okay that she's the face of this shit.
Yeah. I agree with all of that. The route I was going to go is, once again, officials, I believe in this instance, are fucking up. Yeah, okay. You need to, put the 22, 21-year-olds, you got to welcome them to the league as officials too. I understand that. All right. You got to, like, so for example, a couple of weeks ago, I was working a soccer game, USL 2, and there was a referee observer there. Like, they critique them, help them get better, tell them if they're ready to move up a league or not. And the guy, at halftime, it was shittily official. Like, within 12 minutes, there was like 3 yellow cards handed out for no reason and just long explanations to players. And then there was nothing, right? And so I look at the guy, I'm like, okay, so from your perspective, how's it going? He's like, how do you think it's going? Well, I think it's going really fucking bad. They're very wish-washy. They started off hard and then they're not calling anything. So there's definitely a lack of control there. He's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. And he was like, if I were them, I'd keep handing out the cards because they're fucking 18 to 22-year-olds. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Sure, you need to have a little bit of that here, but with jawing at officials, and I don't care. Yeah. I don't even care if it's the great Maj Forsberg. Yeah,
Maj.
Fine. Maj is all offended that she called me a wanker train. Like,
well,
okay,
and then as she walked away, she gave her whatever. She gave her a hand gesture.
And I'll go back to officiating in my realm of existence. A couple nights ago, which, by the way, my Seacoast United fans beat the shit out of Vermont Green. So fuck Vermont Green. I love that.
Green's a color, not a mascot.
Yeah. Even though Vermont Green is great, they're a great franchise and all that, but not that fucking night. There were 2 players who did that gesture multiple times to the officials. Only 2 yellow cards handed out the entire game. Yep. Like, it was insane. Like, at halftime, the fucking foul differential was 11 for them and 4 for us. It was like, Jesus fucking Christ, no control. But I think, again, that this is an issue with officials being very ticky tack Mickey Mouse in their job.
I'd
Period.
agree with that. No, I'd agree with you completely. There's a certain level of officiating, especially the professional level, which we're talking about in this scenario. But I mean, I think back to like coaching high school lacrosse 2 years ago. Final game of the season, my team fucking blew. We sucked, but my best player gets fouled early on, doesn't get a call, so he runs his mouth to the ref and gets a penalty. And then later in the game, the ref fucking took it personal that he'd run his mouth earlier. So when he gets called for a penalty, which he probably committed, whatever, he goes to the box and gives a fucking palms up and gets flagged literally for putting his palms in the air in the box, not even saying a word. I asked the ref why. The ref goes, well, he put his palms up at me. I've been coaching lacrosse for 15 years now. It's the only time in my coaching career I've ever gotten a response from an official and said, I'm about to get kicked out of this fucking game. I got flagged very hard. I did not get thrown out of the game. I actually did a good job to restrain. But it's the only time I've ever gone to exchange thinking, man, I just need to let him fucking know his actual place right now. If we're flagging 18-year-old kids because they put their palms up and your penis is so small that you can't fucking handle that, I think there's a certain level of this of like, then you just shouldn't be fucking officiating. Like, you have to know, nobody should go into officiating thinking it's all going to be fucking roses and daisies. You're always going to be the bad guy to at least one, probably both sides, even if you're doing the job right. I was working a fucking tournament in Atlanta this past weekend, just running the box. Like, my job is just sit there and keep score. I thought the officials did a great job most games, and yet coming out of every game, one side was like, they fucking suck. So, like, as a third party who knows what I'm talking about, they were fine. They really were. You just have to understand that like the money at the pro level is pretty good, and I have no idea what a WNBA official makes. Probably not great. It's probably okay, but you have to know that for whatever you're getting paid, it's just you're gonna have to take some shit. And if we're getting to a point where you're so butthurt that somebody fucking is like dismisses you with a hand gesture, like, dude, officiating is just not for you.
Yeah, I mean, we expect athletes to have thick skin. We expect the third team, which refs refer to themselves as, to have at least a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Where like, come on, palms up, a fucking hand wave, like, figure it out, and or at least be a little consistent with it too. Like, it's just insane out there, man. It's just insane. You want to know what else is insane, Wrangler? The
What
Nardo
else
Wick
is
Poetry
insane?
Slam.
Oh, I'm ready.
The Nardo Wick fucking Poetry Slam. So,
I'm ready.
yeah. So, what do you have for this week's rendition?
I have a song by Kevin Gates featuring Juicy J, and it's called Thinking with My Dick.
Oh, God, this is an instant classic. Watch out, Edgar Allan. Who that?
I'm going to jump around this a little bit. But let's see. He says, I assume this is Kevin Gates. He says, thinking out loud, my dick plot, trying to kill her. Help her, somebody, the bitch wiped on the liquor. Going live, long hair, shorty ride like Geronimo. Say I got the gas. We ain't talking about Conoco. Knock the whole click down. I'm talking like dominoes. One hit wonder. When we finish, adios. And then he goes back to the chorus. And then later on, he comes back to, let's see. He goes, and why you taking care of that bitch? Wait till you find out that we sharing that bitch. Getting trippy with your girl and her girlfriend. Bet you never even knew she was a lesbian. Lesbian. Man, that girl swallow nut like an elephant. Elephant. Stupid N-word. Probably thought your bitch was celibate. Like a dentist with a drill, I be digging in their mouths. First they swallow all my children, then I kick them bitches out. Kick them bitches out.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's all you need. That's all you need. He's referring to someone's daughter out there. That makes that so much worse, doesn't it?
That is accurate.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that submission. Oh fuck. I thought I found a good one after reading the first two lines, which is as far as I go with this because I like to be surprised too, dear listener. Yeah, so I have a song by Phoenix, which is spelled Fenix. Cool.
That's the proper way.
Phoenix Flexin. OGZ, all one word, and Shoreline Mafia. So we have
multiple people.
Yeah, I'm very confused about that, but I didn't want to look it up because again, I like
The
to be surprised.
Shoreline Mafia, the same way it'd be like the Amish Mafia.
Yeah. Kind of like our mafia, which is the dumb mafia. So yeah, very similar, very similar. And it's called. This is a title that I think is it came from a very, you know, a very deep place. It's called Heat Stick. Heat Stick. God damn it! I'm trying
I
to
use it to frost my car in the winter.
Heat Stick. So here's some of the lyrical genius of Heat Stick. I got 30 bands on me and the bitch up in a headlock. Well, that's not nice. Dead stock kicks and the bitch gonna make the bedrock. Lead hot, bad word trip on me. I bet his head pop. He looked up. All he's seen was a red dot. Oh, that's guns.
It's actually the laser from a gun.
Heat stick, hot stick, riding with a mop stick. Ain't going back and forth. If it's on, we on our ops quick. Freak bitch toxic. I fucked her. Wow, lyrical genius there. Then I blocked it. Bad word trying to run up on us wrong. We get to knocking. You ain't choosing, then you losing, baby. Get with me. I keep money coming in, and I keep Blicky. What? Blick. What is Blicky?
Blicky is his screen name on Cybertruck AOL.
You got to get on that. So you got to promote. I get it. Get to knocking on them bad words like the mailman. I failed math class.
Mailmen don't knock. They just open up your mailbox, put it in, and walk away. Do you mean like the Amazon delivery man?
Oh yeah. Oh god, that's a topic for another week. But yeah. So anyways, I failed math class, but ran it up. I got hella bands. That's cool. Now you see me. Now you don't, bitch. I'm John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. But we ain't with that wrestling. You know, we pop demons. Yeah. And I think that's where we're gonna end it, because it's just like Jesus. Like, yeah. So Heat Stick, compliments of a guy who doesn't know how to spell Phoenix.
Phoenix. Phoenix.
OGZ and
Flexion.
Shoreline Mafia, which I hope is multiple people.
I hope that's like 9 people. You can't have a mafia with like 3.
So yeah, so that's our Narderwick Poetry Slam for this week. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. So this one we're going to talk about money, sort of, and the law. This, which really works because I don't know if you guys have watched it, but the show Suits, I just started it a couple weeks back. Really good.
I saw the first 2 episodes and I was like, eh.
Oh, I love that fucking show. This week, NFL lawyers prepare to defend a class action lawsuit valued at over $21 billion. The lawsuit is simple. Between 2012 and 2022, the NFL is accused of conspiring with CBS, hey, my former employer, Fox, and DirecTV to inflate the price of NFL Sunday ticket to unreasonable levels. The NFL's claim is that it's a premium service, like all of its fucking products. The high prices are a luxury expense that aren't meant for everyone and are used to drive fans into watching their local games for free, which is also not true because you have to get some sort of like cable or satellite subscription to watch many of them anyways. If convicted, the NFL would owe money to every single Sunday NFL ticket subscriber between 2012 and 2022. Hey, that's me. So who is in the right for this trial? Obviously, I'm going to say me, but for fun's sakes, we'll go.
Start us off then, bud.
Well, and for context, this year, NFL Sunday Ticket is going for $450 for just, your regular season games. That's it. So, okay, great. 19 games. Woohoo for $450.
Which, if you're a Cowboys fan, every single game's on Monday or Sunday night anyway, so you don't even fucking need it.
Right? Yeah, just yeah. So anyways, yeah, I will start this one out. Um it's about time somebody comes back down and cracks down once again on NFL Sunday Ticket. And this is not the first time that the NFL Sunday Ticket has been in the court system. So previously, there was an antitrust case against the NFL Sunday Ticket for basically for blackouts and such, in that the league was way too firm on their blackout restrictions, in which a certain number of people had to actually go to the game for it to be shown on NFL Sunday Ticket, or it was blacked out, which the courts were like, no, that's fucking illegal. You are trying to sell a product, and with that caveat, you are not actually selling that product. So it's per se illegal. Like almost everything else with the NFL, where there's smoke, there's fire. Like concussions, go back to the 80s with that one. Um, and this NFL Sunday Ticket thing is absolutely a scam. There's no market value to it, especially if you look at competitors, which we were kind of talking about beforehand as well. If you look at Major League Baseball, if you don't have a cable subscription, you can still follow your team for roughly 100 to 150 bucks per year every single game. We're talking about 162 fucking broadcasts. Here we're talking about 19 weeks of
Not
it.
even
Yeah,
17.
17, whatever the fuck it is.
17 if your team doesn't have a Monday night, Sunday night, or Thursday night game, in which case you don't get that because that's blacked out on Sunday Ticket. You have to watch it on NBC, ESPN, or NFL Network.
Yeah, so if your game is worth a shit, you could probably count on two of those games at least being Sunday or Monday night. So that takes it down to 15. And if your team sucks, why are you
Doesn't
paying?
change the price either.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. So I think it's once again the NFL's bullshit is coming through. Roger Goodell, the only reason that he was reappointed as commissioner was because he was finding new revenue streams, which for you and me, let's translate it how it is. It's fucking over the consumer. Have you tried to go to an NFL game of any sort recently? Like, the prices are astronomical.
Oh, it's unreal.
Like you're gonna
Outside of
pay.
Carolina Panthers games where you can literally get tickets for 75 cents, the rest of it is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I mean, fuck. I still haven't been to a Patriots game, and honestly, I have no want to ever go after seeing the Revs play because it is a fucking nightmare to get to Gillette. But
yeah, there's one road in and one road out. It's not ideal.
No, there was no thought to it. But I mean, I was just looking at some of the games last year, and you're talking $400 for the last seat in the nosebleeds. Like, what the fuck? And this was a team with Mac fucking Jones on
They
it.
weren't very good.
No. And so I don't know. I think this is business as usual for the NFL, as unfortunate as it is. And I'm just going to stop there. Stop fucking people over. That's not how you won fans to begin with.
So I'm going to oppose your thought here, which is weird because as the everyman, the blue collar worker, typically I would go against the NFL on everything they do. However, from a fundamental perspective, the argument the NFL's lawyers are making makes sense to me. The lawyers for the NFL are making the argument that they can charge whatever they want and conspire with anybody they want because it's a premium subscription. You don't have to buy it. You can watch your local market for free. I would love to be able to watch Texans games and pay like $75. Just if it was $75 to watch every Texans game, I'd fucking buy it. And truly, I'd only watch half of them. Like I got shit going on the weekends. Like I can't commit 3 hours every Sunday through the entire fall to say, hey, I know I'm sitting down and watching this. If I paid $75 to watch Texans games, I'd watch 10 of them probably. But as much as I would love for there to be a cheaper alternative like there is in every other sport, as much as I do think $450 is incredibly overpriced for what you're getting. Like at the end of the day, like if I have Sunday ticket, I'm not like, oh well, the Texans played at 1. Who's playing at 4? I guess I'll watch. I don't know, Browns Chargers. This is the best game on right now. Like I'm not going to do that. I just don't give a shit about other teams outside of my own enough to fucking care. Even if it
Last
was
year
like,
I would have, with fucking Joe Flacco at the helm, fucking walking out there with a fucking walker, like, let's fucking go, boys.
Back to Deshaun now, which hopefully he's not as tight as he's been the past 2 years here. But I'm just simply saying that, like, even if it was the in-division teams, like if we were playing the Jaguars and the Colts were playing the Titans, I still wouldn't watch Colts Titans because just whatever. I'll fucking look at the final score. That's what matters. I just feel like as long as people continue to buy it and people with expendable income will, nothing's going to change. I just don't see where in this class action suit where the prosecution has any argument here. It's not mandatory to watch football. It's just potentially mandatory to watch your team if you don't live in their market. And the NFL's argument is going to be, well, 70, 80% of fans are living within the market of the team they're a fan of. I mean, they're right. At the end of the day, I don't know. I'm a Texans fan that lives in fucking South Carolina. How many of us are there? Not that many. Me and Richard Evans might be the only ones. So at the end of the day, like the majority of Texans fans live in Houston and are going to get to see every single game, which makes this a luxury service. I just don't see where the prosecution has a case in anything having been done wrong. What's the other argument here? The other argument is from the conspiracy piece of it that they're conspiring together. What you're saying that in this NFL bargaining agreement between Fox, NBC, and actually NBC's not even in it, Fox, CBS, ABC, that in this situation, Fox is supposed to say, well, we had every NFC game through like 2018, so we should have offered like a different one on Fox Sports 1, a different one on Fox Sports 2, a different one on this, a different one on that. Like it just doesn't work that way. You can make the same argument for any other sport. Yes, in baseball, you can buy just your team's package, which is great. But Bally also does half that shit, and Bally makes you get a fucking premium subscription anyway to give you nothing worth a damn.
Used to. They're bankrupt now.
Fair. Although, weirdly, the NHL on ESPN is still through Bally. I watched 70 of the 82 Wings games this year, and Bally Sports Detroit is who ESPN uses to broadcast that game, which is a shit show. But yeah,
they're hanging on. They're fucking hanging on.
Somebody's got to. Fucking Bally still does Detroit Tigers games, which that's because nobody watches them, but still.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I think my only response to that would be if you look at competitors' products, they haven't jumped in price as much. That's the only thing I would argue. But I think you do have a point, though, in that our teams are not in the market we live in, right? So yeah. I think there is
more than minority. We're not the majority, unfortunately. The amount of fucking Panthers fans in Charlotte is ridiculous. It's stupid.
And depending on the year, the amount of Hurricanes fans there, if they're good, it's a lot of them.
Well, if they're not, then they don't know. Year if they're good. Only, you know, playoffs are still going on right now, but realistically, between the months of May and maybe sometimes June.
Yeah. Just God, they're so bandwagon. I hate them.
Unreal.
I hate a lot of NHL teams, but that's a different story for a different day. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our last segment. You know it. I know it. Anatoly knows it. It's time for our Giuseppe Stromboli, not Anatoly Smorin, redo of the week. Oh yeah, fuck that guy. So this week we're unofficially sponsored by Stu's Brew Crew of St. Lou. Yes. Stu's Brew Crew of St. Lou. Yes. Yeah. So in honor of the famous remake of the popular series of books out of the UK, we honor the pool playing, bang noodle wielding, and absolutely from New Jersey wizard with our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week, unofficially sponsored by Stu's Brew Crew of St. Lou.
Stu's Brew Crew.
Yes. So when it gets okay, I gotta stop right here before we get into the tagline. Is this a real thing?
No. At least not that I know of. I mean, maybe I did very little research. I guess it could be, but as far as I know, no. But it should be.
It should be. You know, if you're listening from St. Louis and you're like, I have people I get drunk with, and your name is
And your
anywhere
name's Stu.
or anywhere close to Stu, like it starts with an
Lou,
S, Sam, um,
Sue.
Shirley. Just go by Stu, and we got your fucking nickname right here. Stu's Brew Crew of St. Louis. Yes. Yeah. So one gets so drunk that the names make sense, then join the things and drink the beers. Yeah.
That's a great tagline too, if I'm being honest here. Fucking marketing.
God damn right. Stu's Brew Crew of St. Louis. Yeah. This week, we head to the country that drinks Ramspils. Yeah, Mars is back for sport and executed Operation Steingrab.
Oh, it's true, son. Yeah.
Yeah, we going to Germany, Deutschland. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, for a story of trying to conquer your dreams, which is really dangerous when mentioning in the same sentence with Germany.
Never try to conquer your dreams, ever. It's always dangerous in every scenario. Dreams are not safe.
Sometimes don't listen to the woman who's feeding you methamphetamine. I don't know. Anyway, so there is currently an Andy Warhol exhibit within Munich's. Oh my fucking god!
I put that in there for you, bud. What you got?
Hold on. This is what happens when you don't read the Giuseppe.
I was gonna put a German museum, and I was like, nope, we're gonna put the name. We're gonna see how this goes today.
Pinakothek der Modern Art Museum. Pinakothek.
Why is that getting Italian the more you say it? Pinakothek.
Pinakothek. Yeah, it's German, yeah. So, München's Pinakothek der Modern Art Museum. That's all. That's the best you're going to get. Which got an arguably much needed addition on February 23rd, as a member of the museum staff saw a golden opportunity. Many dream of fortune and fame in the way most will never achieve. I hate you, lottery, and I'm looking at you right now. So, what did this opportunist do? He hung his own artwork in a 60 centimeter by 120 centimeter, because, you know, like, we're Americans, we don't know what the fuck that means, area within the Warhol exhibit in an attempt to pass the art off as a Warhol, gaining himself fame and notoriety. The only issue, nobody was fooled, as museum staff quickly realized the unapproved edition. However, in an attempt to save face, the museum left the art hanging until closing at 6 p.m. as to not alarm any guests. The end result, the artwork was removed, the employee was fired, and per a museum rep, quote, probably Saj, yeah, we did not receive any positive feedback on the piece.
Oh no, they came in and they said, oh, I don't like that art. No, you take that art down.
The art was shite. So you're this wannabe up and coming Banksy. This fucking shyster of a museum won't let you showcase your wunderbare art. So how do you get your painting out to the world and gain the fame and fortune you so rightly deserve? Go for it.
Operation number one is very simple. So the first one, what I do is actually inspired by this right here. I assume because they're in a golf cart, they're at a golf tournament. So what I do is, you know how you can like sponsor a hole at a golf tournament? You can be like, yeah, this hole sponsored by JP Morgan, H&R Blow, whatever. I wait for them the night before the tournament, put all that up. And instead of putting one piece of art in a gallery, I take down every single sign for each hole where it's like sponsored by. And I put sponsored by and then a piece of my own artwork. And in the artwork has my signature and like a QR code. And the QR code's got like a fucking like Where's Waldo, Carmen Sandiego, fucking hint clue shit thing. where it's like, hey, if you find your way here, eventually through the internet, you find your way to my website where you can purchase it.
So that's solution number one. I like that. What about solution number two?
All right. Solution number two is much more extreme, much more aggressive, but much more fitting of the German culture. So, a while ago, we talked about how there was a youth gone wild in Salt Lake City, Utah, who would tape fish to ATMs, and it got notoriety and attention. Now,
That guy's my favorite.
one thing I've noticed in a crime-ridden city of Columbia, South Carolina, is you know what people who commit crimes for some weird reason I don't understand love? Graffiti. But graffiti's not my art in this scenario. I fucking drove to Walmart today, and the Walmart sign out front, like the one that sits in like grass, they put RR and then the other side RR. I'm like, who fucking cares, you virgin? So
no, they're going quadruple R. It's not triple R, it's quadruple R.
One more, it's the sequel. It's fucking great branding. So what I do is, again, this is going to be like a kind of a scavenger hunt type thing if you got to find your way to it. But what I do is I basically graffiti clues to find your way to where my artwork is. So it's like, very subtle. It's like fucking Da Vinci Code level. Like, you got to solve this in order to find the next. And then you get there, and it's like one graffiti clue after another. The last one, the last clue, leads you into a cave. When you go in this cave, there's a bear. Once you walk in, walks his way right into the entrance. Now, this bear has a piece of my artwork spray painted, sketched on, however you want to say it, on his side. And basically, the bear's just chilling there like, hey, dude, if you buy this artwork, I'll let you pass. Otherwise, you got to fucking pay the troll toll. Nobody gets by Art Bear. So my solution is Art Bear traps you in the cave if you don't want to buy my artwork. And after enough people have bought it, I automatically become famous because now I'm the best-selling artist probably in the last 100 years, because realistically, who fucking buys art anymore?
Other than extremely rich people on Cybertruck AOL and the artwork buying chat room.
So yours is that you're going to fucking paint on the side of a Cybertruck and somebody has to buy it?
Well, yeah, but after they come out of a car wash, because after my hostile takeover of a car wash, no. Actually, this is now my solution because you walked me right into it. I was going somewhere totally fucking different, but no, we're going with this one. So my first part to this is buying a fucking car wash, a la Walter White. Be like, when you hear a knock at the door, danger, I am the one who knocks. And so you buy a fucking car wash, right? And you phrase it as a Cybertruck friendly car wash that uses cyber liquid.
No, you just put your car in car wash mode, bro.
Yeah, and so that's going to be the fucking fine print when you're fucking selecting is going to be not suitable for Cybertrucks. And it's like, well, how come you didn't fucking read that, dickhead? And so, yeah, I'm going to have a fucking whole alley of Cybertrucks now in which my junior Banksy is going to do their fucking artwork on. And then I'm going to get on Dale Jr.'s podcast and be like, yo, man, you might have a bunch of wreckage, but I have fucking carnage that turned into art. It's going to be fucking sick. But the way I was originally going to go with this was I was going to go back to our friends. You might know them as Stu's Brew Crew of St. Luke. Yes. Yeah. So I was, Stu. Yeah. So I'm going grassroots here. Okay. But I am fucking taking the credit that this fucking awesome, I'm not going to say it again, modern art museum in Germany hung my work. And just be like, look, it was on display in this fucking world-renowned museum that nobody on the planet can say if they don't speak German. And so obviously it's legit. It was up there for a day. Like, hey, you leave stuff out sometimes in a sale.
Sure.
you know. So I would go grassroots like that and make handmade repos, and by that I mean go to fucking Kinkos and be like, hey bitch, fucking transfer this shit. And then yeah. And so that's the way I'm going to get my artwork out there. It's going to be off of one piece that I copy 100,000 times and sell for a premium. You know, that's how you fucking do it. That's how you fucking do it. But you start off with the grassroots, right? Because, you know, Stewsbrew Crew of St. Lou ain't fucking like going to an art show sober. Yes. Yes. And yeah, so they're going to buy it, be like, hey man, I got this fucking awesome German art. Fucking, I can't even say my name. And then they show it to their friends. It's going to be fucking word of mouth. You got at least 400 purchases right there. So yeah, that's how you're going to do it. That's how you fucking get it done. Anyway, so with that, dear listener, we're going to let you get back to it with another week of Floral Foolishness in the books, where it's always island time. And we thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. As always, I'm Stoczy, joined by Jeremy Phelps, the Dragon Wrangler. And as always, you stay tropical, Batman Turkey.